got it. And that is a touchdown, Rowlett. Back, he's headed towards the end zone. Touchdown.
Sounds of Williams Stadium in Garland, Texas on a cold Thursday night. Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Garland ISD football here on GRS TV. Tonight, the Rowlett Eagles, who are 5-4 on the year, 4-1 in district. They're in second place and headed to the playoffs. Take on the Garland Owls, who are struggling at 1-8 and 1-4 in district play. We're about ready for the kickoff. Garland will go right to left. They won the toss, but deferred until the second half. So Rowlett will take the football. Garland left to right, I should say, and Rowlett right to left. Here is the kick, a short pooch kick, caught at the 25-yard line. And just a 1-yard return. Good coverage there by the Garland kick unit. And that was Cameron Miles on the kick return. Rowlett in their home white jerseys with maroon numbers, maroon helmets with the white eagle across, and the maroon pants. Garland, the home team tonight, in their traditional black and gold tops and bottoms. And here come the Eagles to the field for 1st and 10 at their 26. And the new quarterback tonight is Chase Topal. Chase Topal replacing Preston Weeks. More on that in a moment. We got two receivers either way. The lone back is to the left of Topal. Quick pass out, incomplete, too low, intended for Dakota Gilley. Hit the turf, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10, Rowlett.
Yeah, that could be, just the jitters a little bit, taking your first snap, first pass. They kind of try to throw a little bubble route right off the beginning of it, but maybe just a little bit anxious and throws it in the grass there.
As we like to say here at GRS TV, it was Gilley time. Dakota Gilley, one of our favorite players.
Whoa, what a great player.
Lang is the running back. They fake the handoff again. Another quick out. This one caught by Hull. He fumbles the football. It's loose, and it looks like the Garland Owls have pounced on it. Yes, they have at the Rowlett 34-yard line.
Wow, just exactly what you want from your defense right there. Garland, they've struggled this year. They haven't been able to hold teams to short yardage, and then all of a sudden you get on the very first drive, basically the second play of the game, the ball's out on the ground and your offense gets to take over.
That's a team that struggled offensively, averaging just 11 points and 174 yards of total offense. They've stayed in some games here and there with defensive play, but boy, against the three playoff teams in this district they've played already, they have been outscored 164-19, and this is the 4th playoff team they're meeting tonight. Roll left and a pass toward the far sideline, incomplete, a little bit too tall for the intended receiver, Caleb Williams.
That's a tough pass to make. You're basically rolling out to the left, and it's very difficult to turn your body, set your feet, and throw that comeback right there because you're throwing against your body. So just a real tough pass right here.
Trent Smith is the quarterback. As you see the replay, just had a receiver with position and could not get it to him. 2nd and 10 Owls at the Rowlett 34. Rowlett with a 4-man defensive front, and they spread their linebackers out, so they've got a lot of folks in the box here against a Garland team that likes to run the ball. Sheldrick Davis takes the handoff, and he's going to be cut down after a 1-yard loss. He tried to get it to the sideline and never got close, so he was cut down early in the play.
Just a great defensive play by number 13 right there. He just shoots the gap, playing that outside linebacker. Boy, does he read the play quickly.
Sheldrick Davis had 98 yards, 7.5 a carry last week in their 21-14 loss to North Garland. Maybe one of the best rushing nights of the year for this struggling Garland offense, but he's off to a slow start tonight. 3rd and 10 Owls, could be 4-down territory. Right now it'd be a 51-yard field goal attempt. Smith's going to roll out to his right, steps up, going to go deep down this near sideline. One-on-one, ball is up for grabs, but incomplete. Tried to hit Sheldrick Davis out of the backfield, and a great defensive play from the corner.
Wow, beautiful play right there, and a nice touch on the ball. It gives his receiver, Sheldrick Davis, a great opportunity to catch the ball. Look at this, just right on the money. It's basically a jump ball, back shoulder. Good defensive play there.
Looks like the Owls will punt it. James Cassidy in punt formation on 4th down. Keep Cassidy in mind. He's had a pretty good year kicking the ball, Bobby. He's 5 out of 12 on field goals, 9 out of 10 on PATs, and that tells you something right there. He has more field goal attempts than he has extra point attempts, as Garland just does not get into the end zone very much. Before they can run the play, though, Garland has taken a timeout. Let's take a timeout, too. Scott Powell and Bobby George with you tonight from Williams Stadium. We're scoreless, 10:47 first quarter. Back in a moment on GRS TV. Scott Powell, Bobby George, we're glad you're back with us. Bobby, good to have you tonight, and so far we got a good ball game working.
Yeah, it's great. You know, the defense is what's going to be the key for this Rowlett team tonight. They're going to be having to push some good pressure on the Garland Owls, and then on the other side of the ball, you got points per game here. 32 points per game for Rowlett, and Garland 11.3 yards points per game. So Garland's going to have to really take advantage of these turnovers. They're going to have to really get in the end zone, and Rowlett just put a stamper on these guys just right off the bat. He wasn't able to get 1 yard out of that and had great field position. So that's going to be the key here. You've got to take advantage of every opportunity you get if you're Garland.
Another timeout's been taken. Bobby, you got a 1-8 Garland team against a playoff-bound Rowlett team. 4th and 10 at the, you mentioned they've got to take advantage of this. I would consider going for this, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't see what the downside is. I mean, you're on your 34-yard line. I mean, if you were to punt it, you would be happy to pin Rowlett down on the 34. So, might as well. But I think they're going to punt it and try to get them inside the 10.
Look like Rowlett took that second time out, so they may be looking for a fake. The worst time to run a fake or a trick play is when the other team's looking for it.
I believe that's true.
Cassidy is deep back at the 48. High snap, but he brings it down and just got it off in time. It's a pretty good kick. Wobbly, it'll hit at the 10, come back toward Garland, but they finally down it at the 15, so bad break there. But this will be tough field position for Rowlett's first possession.
Yeah, I mean, you got 20 yards on the deal, so it's a pretty nice punt. But I guess, like you said, Scott, it's one of those opportunities that you could go ahead and try to either get the first down or throw another one into the end zone, see if there was any kind of a pass interference, anything to keep your offense out on the field.
Rowlett's high-powered offense, 4th in the Metroplex in passing at 239 a game, 16th in total offense at 400 a game, and they average 32 points. So
now, I guess you need to mention that's with Preston Weeks throwing the ball.
That is right. Good point.
And now they've got Topal in there. Mm-hmm.
Topal is the way I was told to pronounce it, Bobby. It's a difficult name. Topal. Chase, and he's had a pretty good year when he's played. Montier Lang on the sweep left. Got to be cut down, or that could have been for big yardage as he hit the side over here. Picked up a quick 7 to the 22. And Chase Topal, as I mentioned last week, he came in 4 weeks and was 7 of 8 for 61 yards and a touchdown. And he really led him to the comeback win as Weeks went out in the third quarter. More on Preston in a moment in his situation. Topal got an option down the line. So far he's still keeping, and he'll keep it. Tried to cut it back, but he did get enough for the first down. Nice little run there by Chase Topal. Preston Weeks has a twisted knee. He is questionable for the playoff game next week at Coppell, which is Friday night at 7:30. They're resting him. They probably wouldn't have played him this week anyway with any kind of injury, but he still has a chance to play, but he's listed as questionable with a knee injury right now.
So it's just a twist is what you heard. So
that's what Doug Stevens told me, yes.
Yeah. So, that's good. It's a good game right here. It doesn't mean a lot. They're locked up as their playoff spot.
There's Preston on camera there, Bob.
There you go. He's not even dressed out. No chance of getting in the game. So,
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good time for them to rest these guys anyway. You've got a team that's not in the playoffs at all, and you're expected to win, so it's a good time to rest these guys. You know, you had a bye last week.
Pretty much.
You know, pretty much the same way. So you could rest these guys and get them really ready for the playoff run.
Garland brings the blitz. Handoff. Lang is hit immediately and squirms forward for just a loss of 1. It could have been a loss of more. Garland, good time to run the middle blitz as Rowlett with a simple handoff. Good job of coaching there by the defensive staff for Garland.
You know, the defense looks pretty good so far. They had turnover, you know, at the very beginning, and now they've really held this team pretty good right here.
3rd and 7. Rowlett needs a first down. They'll have to punt it away. Here comes the blitz again. Topal pulls it down, and he'll take off looking for the first down. Weaves his way through the secondary and has the first down, plus more all the way to the 48. I like the look of this kid so far, this backup QB who's the starter tonight.
Boy, Jerry Evans just unloads to Spring Topal on the run. Watch right here. He gets going right here, and then boom! He's the one that clears the way.
Topal's a very accurate passer, Bobby. 10 out of 13 when he's played this year throwing the ball. Quick out pass. It's Gilly time as Dakota catches it and fights his way forward to the 47 for a quick gain of 5.
Well, when Topal was a freshman, he was really good as a freshman quarterback, and then moved up to JV and was an excellent quarterback at JV. He just hasn't really had that opportunity because he's had Preston Weeks in front of him. But every time he's been in the game, he's really showed off that he can really play.
2nd and 5, Rowlett. This drive started back at their 15. Scoreless game here as we near the midway point of the first quarter. Gilly over the middle, wide open as he fights his way all the way to the 24-yard line. A quick 23 right down the middle of the field.
You know, and that's why you practice every day and you stay engaged in practice and you work hard just like you're going to play, because then when you are presented with the opportunity, you can throw a strike like you did to Gilly right there.
Topal and the quick offense here in shotgun with Lang to his right. Fresh set of downs at the 24. He's going to swing it out to Lang. Gets a block to the 20. And there he is, submarine down short of the first down, but a good pickup on first down.
Boy, I tell you, he has been right on the money. Every pass except for the very first initial pass, he kind of threw it into the ground. But after that, boy, he's really had some throws that are right in the numbers here.
He's only averaging 8.7 a catch when he's throwing it, but again, he's been very accurate, and maybe they'll open it up a little bit here soon. Lang and tried to sweep it left, and he's cut down in the backfield. There's that Evan Gonzalez. We've called his name many times this year for the Garland Owls, their 3rd leading tackler.
Yeah, he's only 5'7", 150 pounds, but boy, he plays like he's 220, man. What a great player
He's
there.
proof that any size can play the game. And he plays linebacker pretty much at that size.
He's got great instinct, just great instinct. He reads the play quick, and he just gets there.
3rd down, probably 4-down territory at the 21. Right now it'd be a 38-yard field goal attempt if they don't get the first. Paul comes to the line. It looks like he's changing the play. Chauncey Amos is the new running back to his left. He's got 4 receivers, 2 each way. Long count. Finally gets the snap. Quarterback draw. He crosses the 20 down at the 19, and he's going to be short of the first down. Be interesting to see what they do here.
Well, you got to keep your head up when you run like that. It's kind of dangerous when you tuck your head down there.
Did we have a penalty against Rowlett?
I think so. I see the ref there. Goes ahead and calls
Here's
it.
Mike Drybread, your referee. Looks like he wants to talk. Mike Drybread. Yes, folks, we do like our bread dry. Love it when Mike does the game, and his microphone is suffering, unfortunately.
It's a 15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
There we go, Mr. Drybread.
Wow, 15-yard penalty. What did they call it on? Did you see it?
No, it looked like maybe an illegal block of some kind. I'm not sure.
Maybe he got 2 guys engaged on the same player. One goes low, one goes high, maybe.
3rd and very long. They need all the way to the 14 from the 36. My math says they need 22.
Well, they got 22 yards right to the slot. There's nobody covering the slot receiver. Okay, now he pops out there, so.
3-man front, 3 linebackers. They send 1 linebacker. They pick it all
Got
up,
him.
throw over the middle. Caught by Jerry Evans inside the 15, and that is enough for the first down. Boy, they're killing them right down the middle of the field.
Right down the middle. I mean, that's the slot that we were talking about, that he was not covered. The linebacker pulls out and gets right on top of him, but Evans just runs right by him, and Topal just drops it right in the breadbasket. Safety's late coming over.
11th play of this drive coming for Rowlett on their first possession. It's scoreless still as we're past the halfway mark, but Rowlett's on the march here. Looks like they got the play call from the sideline and now ready to go. Amos still in there at running back. Topal in shotgun. Chase will hand it to Amos on a delay. Big hole up the middle. He has spilled about the 5, but that's a good gain of 7 on first down.
Boy, just a nice job by that big offensive line. Big number 66 right there gets it. Julian Hill just gets a great block and able to drive his man all the way back about 6 yards, and well, the running back just follows right behind him.
Give Garland credit. That was a huge hole initially, and they closed it in a hurry once he reached the second level. Tupal, he'll keep this one, and he's slung down quickly after he crossed the 5. Looked like he may have some daylight, and he is hit pretty hard, and leading the way was 23, Lanre Akande.
Yeah, 5'10", 180 pounds. He really got there in a hurry. Again, it looked like initially they had some running room, and boom, it closes so quick.
3rd and goal. This could be a 4-point play here because a field goal would be fairly easy from here if they don't score the touchdown. They can get a first down at the 2. Tupal hands Amos. He's fighting, but he'll only get to maybe the 2. He's going to be close to the first down. I think he's a little bit short, and now a 4th down coming. What do you do here? It's really just an extra point on the distance of the field goal.
Oh, dude, I'm going for it right here. You got basically a foot to get the first down or a touchdown, and if you don't, you're pinning Garland down on inside the 5-yard line, and
with an offense that struggles big time.
Yeah, they average 174 yards a game, so you pin them down here and get the ball back again. So
well, they're going. Tupal option down the line.
He don't get it though.
He wanted to pitch it, but he had a knee go down, and that's short of the first down. Give the Garland Owls credit.
Wow.
A defensive stop.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent job right there. That's 2 great stops. They got him a great turnover, and now they put a stop to him on the inside of the 5. Just a great job right there. Who gets him? Number 25 or? Yeah, I believe it is 25.
I'll tell you, their defense has been competitive at times this year, Bobby. They lost 14-3 to Irving MacArthur, 17-3 to Keller Central. They beat South Garland by 7, but they lost by 7 last week to North Garland. So when their defense plays well, they can hang in there with just about anybody.
Boy, it helps when you got Evan Gonzalez reading a play like that and coming down the line and putting a stop to Topal. Woo! Nice job.
Owls with a 1st and 10 at the 4-yard line. Full house backfield. Trent Smith is the quarterback. Shotgun, hands it. A little bit of a hole over right tackle. And that's Montana Miller. They'll give him the 8-yard line. What a nice run of 4 on first down when your quarterback's standing at the goal line.
Well, I tell you, it's important that you can get deep and dig deep. Those offensive linemen have to really dig deep right here. Who wants it the most? Because you can't take a chance of losing that ball or taking a sack or loss of yardage. You have to push forward on this situation. And
the problem with going out of shotgun all the time is they still do it at the goal line, and that quarterback's standing in the end zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So the handoff's going to be deep, and if they get penetration, you're really in trouble. Smith, though, with a little cushion here at the 8. He'll keep it after faking the handoff, and he is stopped after a 2-yard gain at the 10. 3rd down coming.
Yeah, I think that was Chase Taylor, the middle linebacker.
He makes a lot of tackles for Rowlett.
He's outstanding player. Been watching him for a long time. And
if your eyes were closed, you could guess Taylor and be right a lot of the time.
Yeah, he's so quick, and he reads the ball so fast. But he was right there ready for that one.
3rd and 4 coming for Garland, or they're going to have to punt it away from the end zone. Smith, the one back, is Miller to his right, has one receiver either side. A couple of wing backs in that backfield, a couple of tight end blocking backs. Smith straight keep, trying to turn the corner left. He does, but it'll be cut down right at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit there by a quick Rowlett defense.
Yeah, Ennis Henderson, he was able to string that play out. It looked like they wanted to get outside and outrun everybody, but he was able to string it out and wait for his linebackers to come over there and help him, and boy, they get a stop. And this is what we were talking about. That's why you go for it when you were inside the 5-yard line right there, because if you didn't make it, you have confidence in that defense to stop Garland and make them punt to you. So And that's exactly what happened right there.
Cassidy 5 yards deep in his end zone, has plenty of time. This is a low line drive, but directionally kicked. This is a beauty. It's finally going to go out of bounds the other side of the field at the 48 of Rowlett. So that is a 42-yard punt. No return.
You know, that's one thing they do have. Garland does have. They have a great punter. I mean, he can directionally punt it. He can punt it high and get a lot of hang time. He can put distance on it. He is a great punter. And you can tell where he's at always with those lime green shoes that he uses too. So just a great job right there by the special teams unit.
Eagles come back for their second possession. They were stopped. Actually, it's their third possession, but they had an interception on their first play, and then they were stopped at the 4-yard line of Garland on their second one. So we're still scoreless. Rowlett a heavy favorite tonight, but right now it's 0-0, 1:27 left first quarter.
And I think you have to, as Rowlett, you have to really put a stamp on this team. You've got to go into the playoffs feeling good about your team, playing well,
Absolutely.
Being strong, and really they should dominate this game. And if they don't, then you got to think, well, what do they have when they meet in the playoffs?
Bobby, there's another way of looking at that. You say, well, their starting quarterback's not playing. How can they dominate? If you have a good football team, which Rowlett does, you can dominate without your starting quarterback.
Yeah, and Topal's actually pretty good. I mean, he's putting the ball on the money. That's not been the problem.
It's Gilly time. Dakota evaded one tackler, and the extra yardage gives him a first down to the 39 of Garland.
It's amazing to me that the box score shows that it's still 0-0.
Yeah, Rowlett is winning the statistical battle, but not the battle on the scoreboard so far. Huge defensive stop from Garland at the 4 on fourth down a little while ago. Now Gilly's going to take it on the jet sweep, gets a block on the side by the tackle, and he'll get it all the way to the 31. Now they're going to call the 30. That's a gain of 9. Great job of hemming the defense in by the right side of that offensive line.
Yeah, Jaron Holcomb does a great job because to go to Gilly, he is like a little Barry Sanders. You see him give that little shimmer? And for Jaron Henderson just to be able to stop that and make a one-on-one, Jared Holcomb stop that and make a one-on-one tackle, that's a pretty good job because I tell you, Dakota Gilly can fake your jock off.
3 receivers, thank you for that. 3 receivers wide out here to the left, the wide side of the field. Topal, play action. He's in trouble. He's going to keep it. He may have improvised, and what an improvisation it was. All the way to the 18. I think he just took off on his own. That was not the play call initially, I don't think.
Yeah, and he does a good job of using the guys in the stripes to be able to block for him.
That's a gain of 12 and a first down. I love watching this kid chase Topal. We're going to see more of him in a moment, but we've got a timeout on the field. That's the end of the first quarter. Who would have thought it? We're scoreless after one quarter. Rowlett and Garland here on GRS TV. And we're back. Go to the second quarter. Bobby, first quarter stats.
Rowlett's pretty dominant. 6 first downs so far, 138 total yards, 75 in the air, 6 of 7 for Topal. So a very good job. He's averaging 12.5 yards an attempt. And then rushing side, they've had 13 attempts for 63 yards, so 4.8. So they've really done pretty good. Problem is they've had 1 penalty and 1 turnover, and then they didn't convert in the inside the 5-yard line. So it's just a good dominant performance on the offense. You just got to get in the end zone and you can't turn the ball over.
First down and 10 at the Garland 18 on a drive that began back at the 48 of Rowlett. Topal with Amos still in there to his left at the running back. We've got 3 receivers left and 1 right, and that's the wide side of the field, the left. Topal looking left, still looking. Had time to find a receiver.
Got him open.
Nobody open, and he's going to be down for a loss. A coverage sack there for Garland. Nobody open for Chase to find him.
Boy, Chancey Amos, right at the end, he kind of breaks away to the outside, and see him sitting there right there. He breaks away. He's looking. Right there, Amos just gets behind everybody, and all he had to do is just toss it up. But by that time, I think, he's already looking down at the ground, kind of trying to find the defenders.
He seemed to kind of stare down a receiver and couldn't get him open, and just didn't look at his other options, Bobby. Something that will come with more and more snaps, don't you think?
I think that's true too, yeah.
Topal is going to go deep down the middle, wide open, caught, touchdown. Wow. Antonio Hull was wide open. They have killed Garland down the middle of the field, and they got 6 out of that one.
Boy, I tell you, it didn't take him long to throw this one. He reads it and takes his throw quickly. No time for the defense to get over there. I mean, that was just set up, 1, 2, 3, step and throw, and that's just a nice one.
I really mean this when I say this. He was so wide open, I think we could have made that pass. It may have had a little hang time on it, but I think we could have gotten it there too.
It may have taken me a while to scan all the receivers before I got to him.
Little bobble on the hold, but the kick is up and plenty deep and plenty good. Timeout on the field. 11-12 left in our second quarter. Our first score goes to Rowlett. They lead Garland 7-0 on GRS TV. Rowlett with the early lead, and there's the man who did it, although he's being blocked right now by an assistant coach. That's Antonio Hull, who was on your screen there for a moment with the touchdown pass from Chase Topal. Here's the kick toward the far sideline, caught and returned. Ball, was it fumbled?
I don't know, but
no.
He was hit pretty hard.
I thought I saw a ball go up in the air, but obviously not. But he was hit hard and down. That's Alonzo Fennell on the return.
He makes a great catch. It almost looks like if he would have let it go, the ball probably would have went out of bounds and became a penalty there. But he does make a shoestring catch, and it just didn't happen there was so many people right when he got it so quickly.
Garland needs to give their defense a little rest. Rowlett has held the ball for all but 3 minutes and 15 seconds of this ball game. So that Garland defense is going to get tired sooner or later.
Yeah, Garland doesn't have any first downs, and they've had the ball a couple of times. So, yeah, it's been 3 and outs each time.
2 long drives by Rowlett. The last one 52 yards for the touchdown. Smith play action rolling and tried to drop it off to an open Austin Clements, who dropped it, and nobody's more upset than Austin that he dropped it.
Well, I tell you, that was a nice design play, and the guys ran it perfectly. Look, watch him hide the ball. Whoop, hide, and then just sneak it out there and throw it, little bootleg. Was a nice play. He had a little bit of running room. He looked like he kind of grabbed the back of his leg. I don't know if he kind of, got his hamstring pulled or what happened there, but boy, he'd like to have that one again.
2nd and 10 Owls. Smith in shotgun. Gets the snap. This is Clements, breaks one tackle, runs through another, and they finally get him down. He's a big body, and it takes a lot of folks to get him down. He got it all the way to the 34 for a gain of 7. He is a load at 5'8", 235.
Yeah, you could tell. Chase Taylor comes from the outside. He reads it, but watch this. Boom, he gets hit once, and then Taylor hits it, just kind of runs over him, and then it takes 2 or 3, 4 guys to bring him down.
5'8", 235 would not look nearly as good on us as it does on Austin Clements.
Well, man, I tell you what, they do a lot of weightlifting training, and that 235 is solid muscle.
3rd and 3, Garland's got to punt it if they can't get the first down. Little high snap, but he gets it to Clemens, and he just bulls his way to the 41. That was just pure strength and a lot of Eagles hanging on for dear life.
Boy, you are right. You called it right. Bulls, man. He bulled his way through there. It was like a bull just getting through. Watch this. 1, 2, 3.
You know, he's hard
guys.
enough to tackle as it is, Bobby, but he lowered the head, and then the target becomes really small and big.
Well, I tell you.
If you can be small and big at the same time, by the way.
Well, you're right. He's 5'8", 235 or whatever, man. He's big, boy, but he's small.
1st and 10, first down for the Owls as they're on the march here. Little fake handoff and a keeper by Smith on the option run, and he gets it. He gets 3 to the 44.
Well, you know, you got to look at Kyle Dakin, that 6', 255 offensive lineman. You keep watching these guys. They're pushing the white jerseys back 2 or 3 yards every time. We'll start watching how they dominate this game. If they can get some penetration on that offensive line like they're doing so far, boy, you're going to have a good day against Rowlett.
And they're keeping their defense on the field a little bit here, which is going to help in the long run. Smith is under duress. He's finally just going to tuck it and run out of bounds. Tried to find a receiver over here on the near side, but nothing available.
Boy, I think I would have ran out of bounds too. Big Aaron Magalana is coming after me full speed. Well, you make one wrong move, and he's coming at you about 15 miles an hour. Boy, I would not want to get hit by him. So good job right there, just picking up a couple of yards and getting out of bounds.
Well, Garland's 1 for 1 on 3rd downs on this possession, 1 for 3 for the game, and they need 6, or they'll probably have to punt it away. 2 receivers and a wing to the right, a receiver to the left. Trent's going to roll right. Gets the pass off, incomplete. Garrett's got a hand on it, but so did number 21 for Rowlett. Lance Canyon, boy, we've called his name a lot this year.
Broken up by 21, Lance Canyon on the defense.
Just a nice throw, boy. I mean, it was really close. Good defensive coverage right there by 21. Lance Canyon. Have to be where you're supposed to be, and that's all they can ask of you, man. He just put his hands in there and knock it down.
Sorry, Bobby. 3rd punt of the night for James Cassidy coming, averaging 30.5 on his first 2, but his last one was 42 yards, and this is a high end over end, and he's going to get a good roll, and it's going to go out of bounds, so very directional and non-returnable. Let's see where they mark it.
Put it right there on about the 23. Just a great punt again.
32 yards, but again, no return yardage.
Yeah, that's what you want. Put it way up in the air. Don't give them a chance to return it, and it rolls out of bounds. They got a good punter. Garland had a pretty good drive going there. They were running the ball really well. They decided to go outside and then also have to pass the ball, but if they can keep that running game going, I think they've got something there.
Here come the Eagles. 1st and 10, 8:54 left first half. It's a 7-0 Rowlett lead. Low-scoring game so far. But Rowlett has had 2 long drives. The first one, they were turned away at the 4.
Well, let's see if they keep throwing that slot, doing that little post pattern right from the slot position.
Are you saying it's Gilly time? Play action. Topal just gets out of a huge rush and got it back to the line of scrimmage. A lot of credit to Chase. He should have been down for a loss. I love Topal's ability to evade the rush.
Wow. I don't know what play that was. I was trying to figure out if it was supposed to be a pass play or what it was.
I think it was a pass, and he saw the rush, and he had eyes in the back of his head almost. Going to option it down the line, cut it up again, breaks 1 tackle, and a nice gain out to the 31. This kid can run with the football.
It's pretty interesting. We've seen him run that little option 3 times now. He hasn't optioned it out, but the opportunity is there to do it. But it's pretty interesting that they're running that play. You don't see that much, anymore.
3rd and 2, same play. He'll pitch it this time. And that's Lang, who's submarine end over end, a decleater. But he looks fine. He gets up and runs back to the huddle. First down at the 41 on a gain of 10.
Yeah, so we just sat there talking about it, and then all of a sudden he does do the pitch, and it pays off, gets him a first down here.
Eagles going quickly. We don't huddle anymore in football. 3 receivers for the most part. 3 receivers to the right, 1 left. Lang will stay in there at running back. Play action. Topal
again.
Gonna go deep, far side open. Chappell got behind the defense, and he will be down inside the 25 to the 24. That's a 35-yard play, and again, he had a couple of steps on the defenders.
Well, he did. Bobby Chappell's quick. He's a big receiver, but you've got to find him, and Topal does find him. He takes that quick step and throw, and he puts it out there before the defenders can react to it.
Topal, the future quarterback, he's a junior. He should be back next year. He's looking to throw again. Stands tall, fires incomplete. We do have a penalty marker and a hobbled Eagle who's going to hobble off on one leg, trying to get the number.
I think that's Bobby Chappell again.
Chappell has missed a lot of the year, I believe, with injury. He made his first catch of the year last year and then comes in as a starter this week. Here's Mike Drybread.
Pass interference, defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That'll move it from the 24 to the 9. Give them the full 15.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was thinking about
7.
Bobby Chappell. It looked like he twisted his ankle, and I think that was the injury that's been holding him out, most of the year, is having an injury on his ankle. So you think it finally heals up, and then you make a cut like that, and boom, you're out again.
2 receivers each way on 1st and goal at the 7. Lang is the running back to the left of Topal. They look to the sideline, maybe changing the play here. 7:10 left, second quarter. Rowlett leading 7-0 and looking for more. Topal, just a straight keep, cuts it up, cuts it out, fighting for the goal line. He'll be stopped short, but really, this kid's a smart runner with quick feet, and I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it was good. That was a designed run. He was supposed to just, look it up, look real quick like it's going to be a pass, and kind of delay it, and then just try to read option, just try to find that little hole to run in. But boy, what happens, Scott, if he gets hurt running the ball here?
Yeah, they have a lot of confidence in him to start him tonight in place of Weeks, who's got a little bit of an injured knee. Should be back next week, but they're letting him throw it a lot, and they're letting him run it, and he's a really smooth operator. Got an option down the line, cut it up immediately and score. Chase Topal with a Rowlett touchdown.
Boy, did they need that. Rowlett needed to put one in the end zone. Took, all the way into the second quarter to finally do it, but they did it, and they had a great drive right there. Beautiful drive.
77-yard drive. And they did it in 7 plays. Used just 1 minute and 40 off the clock. Point after coming from
it got blocked.
Ian Ellis, and no good on the block. So Garland will keep it at 13-0 with 6:27 left in our second quarter. Back in a moment here on GRS TV. And we're back. You see the Rowlett sideline. Bobby Chappell. Hopefully he is better than when he limped off a few moments ago. And his quarterback, Chase Topal. What a start for Topal tonight, his first start of the year. Again, he's seen some action in relief this year, but got the start with Preston Weeks. Questionable for that opening playoff game next week. Pretty good kick to the 9. And returnable by Fidel. Right up the gut, breaks a tackle. Still going. And a nice return all the way out to the 39-yard line. Gives the Owls good field position, a 30-yard kickoff return. One thing that's a constant, you kind of referred to this earlier, Bobby. Garland always been known for their kick coverages and their return teams.
Yeah, look at that gap right there. He had plenty of room to run. Look at the blocking in front. You got 2 pancakes right in the front of that. And
Where's the syrup?
yeah, that's what he said. He was coming through there like nothing. So just a great job on the return team. And there was no flags, which is, nowadays every time there's a punt or a return of any sort, there seems to always be a flag.
Yeah, especially in the NFL. They're going to have to take a timeout here. We were under 10 on the play clock. Garland's team was still over here on the sideline, so they had to burn a timeout. That'll leave them with just one left here in the first half.
What's the issue?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Dry Bread. You tell us what the issue is. We do like our bread dry. This may be a play clock issue, and maybe they won't charge Garland with a timeout.
Time, Garland.
They will. So we'll take another break. 6:18 second quarter, 13-0 Rowlett over Garland here on GRS TV. Back at Williams Stadium on a perfect night for football. Those are for the folks that are in the press box, but it really is good football weather. No wind and the temperature in the 40s. I bet you the kids love this instead of 90 to 100 degrees. Little reverse handoff now. An option. Fennell, the quarterback, pitches to the original quarterback, Smith. Bobby, I'm going to let you describe what we just saw.
It was designed well, and the kids pulled it off perfectly, but nothing. They got no yardage out of that, and a lot of it's because of Chase Taylor right there, 48, stringing it all the way out. I mean, but boy, it looked fun. It looked good. During practice, they probably went for a touchdown every time they ran it.
It was a double handoff. Fennell ended up with it, and so he's running the option down the line as the quarterback, and the original quarterback, Trent Smith, is his pitch man, and Smith took the pitch.
The only thing that could have happened better is if Smith would have thrown the ball.
Sheldrick Davis going to sweep it left. Got some decent little running room, but he's going to be escorted out of bounds at the 46. It's going to be short of the first down, but a manageable 3rd and 3 coming.
Hey, yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to keep it 3rd and short. That's what you do. It gives you a great opportunity. The percentages are with you at that point.
By the way, Rowlett is headed to the playoffs. They'll be number 2 seed in Division I. They'll play at Coppell this Friday night that's Friday night, November the 17th. And then you could see it all the following week. Actually, we're not going to have that game. All the games, unfortunately, for this district are at the same time. We'll have the Saxe game, and we'll talk about that more as we go along. But Rowlett in the playoffs, despite whatever happens tonight. Here's a handoff that could come up about a yard short of the first down at the 48.
So what do you do here?
I'm 1-8. I'm down 13-0. I'm going. I'm going from the 48.
Well, give it to the biggest back you got.
You got absolutely nothing to lose either team tonight. Just do whatever you want to do. It makes no difference, really.
Yeah, I'd stick it in Austin Clemens' hands. Let him run.
Boy, have times changed in this district. It used to be Garland versus Rowlett was for the district championship for several years in a row while Saxe was building their program. Boy, have times changed. Here we go on 4th and 1. Smith will hand it. Miller has enough for the first down. Fighting for a little bit more inside the 50 to the 48. You know how Saxe and Rowlett is now the big showdown game. It used to be Rowlett and Garland, 5 to 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's when Garland dominated the district as well. I mean, they would go through the whole district, losing one game maybe a year.
And Rowlett would give them a good game if they didn't win, usually.
Well, the times changed. Garland struggled the last couple of years. They'll get back on track.
Missing the playoffs for the second consecutive year. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs at the 48 of Rowlett. Clock running, 4:44 left in this first half. Going to go deep down the sideline, incomplete, but we got some bumping, and it looks like some defensive interference against Rowlett on Caleb Williams.
I think that's why you do it. Jared Wesley's going man-to-man. The ball's underthrown a little bit, and Williams kind of tries to come back to the ball, and that's when you get a flag, so might as well go ahead and toss it up every once in a while and see if you get a pass interference.
Here comes Mike and his dry bread here.
Pass interference. Defense, number 20. Holding, number 51 of the offense. Plays offset. Replay the down.
Interesting. The rest of the crew, Wiley Payne is the umpire. Derek Smith, the head linesman. Steve Veers, the line judge. Back judge is Daryl McCoy. We have a female official tonight. Crystal Cooksey is working on this crew tonight, and Contrail Gatson is the field judge.
Well, that's a big penalty right there. That offsetting penalty cost you a lot in this situation.
2nd and 10. Long count. Smith takes it in shotgun. Miller right up the gut. He's hit hard after he crossed the 45. And, somebody hit him really hard in the area of the stomach. Hopefully we'll get a replay on this.
That offensive line is creating, some running lanes here.
There are some gaps.
Look at this.
Yeah.
They're getting it. That's your linebackers having to make those hits right there. And if you can do that, getting down that far down the field before you take the initial hit, you're going to have success. So I keep doing that. If my offensive line is playing as good as they are right now, I'm going ahead and just running it up the middle again.
Sam Dandler, the linebacker, made the hard hit I was referring to. Rowlett cheating up here on 2nd and 6. Sweep left. Davis cuts it up. Sheldrick. And he's right at it. I think he's slightly short at the 40 or 38.5 yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about a half yard needed coming for Garland. Little misdirection handoff.
Pulling linemen, but they do a great job. They all made body contact, create that running lane. He doesn't get touched for 4 yards.
Again, Sheldrick Davis had 98 yards rushing last week. He's had some good runs tonight. 3rd and 1, probably 4 down. Now, if they called that a first down, Bobby, the measurement is gone from football, high school football especially. They just don't like to measure anymore. Davis, handoff, and he's going to be tackled by another number 5. Sheldrick's a 5, and so is the man who got him, Brandon Stark, from behind.
Yeah, big defensive end right there. He just comes straight down the line, reads the play.
You see what I'm saying on the measurements? You just don't see measurements anymore. They avoid them at all costs. In the past, they would have measured that just to appease the coaches sometimes when it's really close like that. Yeah. They just it's just something they don't do anymore.
I thought they marked him a half yard short anyway.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I thought they ought to measure it. But that's been a common theme for the last couple of years. I don't really understand it. Speeds up the game a little bit more. Smith will run forward after he dropped back. I think that was kind of a called play. I'm not sure, but they'll give him the 34-yard line for a gain of 4.
Well, if Lance Canyon wasn't there, he would have had some running room to take off. I don't know if they'd have caught him either. Lance Canyon comes off of that corner position and it makes a great stop, but boy, that's a good play.
Another pretty good drive here for the Owls. Started back at their own 39, and they're 4 minutes into it. The clock becoming a little bit of a problem. They've only got one timeout and 2:15, 2:10 and counting. Need a first down here. They'll have to go for it on 4th, 3rd and 6. Fake handoff on the end around. Incomplete throw over the middle. Too tall for Sheldrick Davis.
Again, they've thrown a couple of these plays, throwing the ball, but they have their quarterback rolling away from his body to make the throws. I would like to see them, if they're going to roll out to throw the ball, roll out to his throwing side, because that's just a difficult, position to put your quarterback in, especially when he's hasn't had a whole lot of success throwing the ball.
The Owls are a-going here on 4th down and a short 6 at the 34. 3 receivers set, 2 wide to the left. Smith's coming left. Throws it. Pretty good spiral. Caught.
Good catch.
Are they going to rule it a catch? Inbounds? Yes, they are. And that's a 1st and 10 for Garland. I love the throw from Trent Smith.
That Caleb Williams comes down with this catch. Still a difficult throw to make.
Yeah.
He puts it on the money and all hands and gets his feet down.
We haven't seen a lot of spirals from Trent Smith. That was a spiral and on the line there to Williams.
Yeah, I love it. It's kind of a timing route, too. It's just beautiful. Good coverage. Who's there?
So the drive continues, 1:47 and counting. Again, the clock becoming a factor. Miller is going to take the handoff on the ride from Smith, but It's a short gain to the 22. Again, Garland with only one timeout, and that clock is still running. Boy, if you only had 3 timeouts left, that 1.5 minutes would be a whole lot more in this situation.
But you know, it's kind of going in their favor. They got a minute and a half. They don't want Rowlett to get the ball.
Good point.
So,
it's 13-0. You want to go to the locker room in the game, and 13-0 would be in the game, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean,
but just think what some points would do for them.
Yeah, if they can get in the end zone with no time on the clock, that would be the best scenario.
Remember, they got a kicker with 5 field goals on the year, and they're in field goal range now as Smith will back his way to the 20, and right now it'd be a 37-yard kick, Bobby. So the kicker, that's one of the positives of their special teams, 5 field goals out of 10 tries.
Well, they need to hurry it up just a little. I mean, they've got to get a first down here.
3rd and 4 coming.
Well, I'd like to see them do a little hurry up to get.
I agree. You want to try and save that timeout if you can for a possible field goal attempt, and they may try it if they don't get it here on 3rd and 4. Or then they're probably going to have to burn that timeout. Smith in shotgun. Rolls right. Gonna go deep.
No.
Oh, nobody home. And he threw it out of bounds out of the side of the end zone. So 4th down. Right now it would be a 37-yard attempt. I don't have any distances on his makes, but here comes the kicker.
Yeah, I don't understand the play there. You burn 30 seconds. Principal's out. Flying Eagles. Yeah, you burn 30 seconds on that play right there. And then you throw it the play. There was no receiver even 20 yards from where you throw it.
And now Rowlett looks like they're going to take a timeout. Nope, Garland. I have a feeling they didn't have everybody on the field, Bobby. Let's take a break. Come back with the rest of the first half in a moment. 13-0 Rowlett over Garland on GRS TV. It looks like he's going to try a 37-yard field goal. It's a good angle ball almost in the center of the field. Angel Garcia is the holder. Again, he's 5 out of 12 on field goals this year. Little movement in the line. I think they got back. No penalty markers. This is a short kick, but did it limp through? Yes, it did. It wasn't a beauty, but it just got through just enough distance and inside the right upright. And Garland is on the scoreboard here with 28 seconds left in the first half. Back with more in a moment on GRS TV. Rowlett drill team on the sideline waving to our camera folks. Thanks to everyone working for GRS TV tonight, doing their usual outstanding job. Cassidy is going to kick off after he just kicked the field goal. 28 seconds right now and 2 timeouts left for Rowlett. It'll be interesting to see if they can go the other way.
You got to feel good if you're Garland from that possession. I mean, you drove the ball all the way down the field and came out with 3 points.
And you're a heavy underdog going into the game.
Yeah, if you can go to halftime like that, you'll feel pretty good.
Short directional kick, caught at the 27, and cut down pretty quickly with Slade Madeir on the return. That's a big tackle there because they're going to have to start at their own 35 with 23 seconds. A big return there could have set up Rowlett nicely for the rest of the half.
Yeah, so what do you think they're going to do? You think Rowlett's going to come out throwing the ball?
I'm going to hand it off, and if I get a big gainer, then I'm going to hurry up and go for it. Otherwise, if it's stopped for nothing, I let the clock run out. There's my answer.
Yeah, pretty safe. Pretty safe. I think they've had so much success throwing that little seam route
Yeah, why not go down the field, down the middle deep?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's nobody even over that guy right now. So.
Yeah, good point. Not even enough coverage over this safety. He's going to have to pick somebody up. Here's your snap. They do hand it. Lane going to cut it out, gets the block, gets another block. He's down the sideline and knocked out inside the 50. So they get a pretty big play. So, Bobby, now, just as I said, now you got something out of that. Now take some pops down the middle of the field.
Now, Monte Lang's coming into this game with 90 attempts, 609 yards, almost 7 yards an attempt. So first time I saw him run the ball was in the playoff game. And a couple of years ago, I think he was a sophomore. Maybe
yeah, coming in as a backup, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he comes in and he springs one for about 70 yards and a touchdown.
We said there's the future.
Yeah, I thought, man, that kid was fast.
Topal, a stop route caught, but not getting out of bounds. Jerry Evans now, I think, well, they say timeout, but I think that's to move the chains.
Yeah, it's going to start.
On a play like that, you're not going to kill the clock, and Rowlett is now taking a timeout. So 7 seconds, Rowlett will be down to one timeout. Remember, Rowlett,
second timeout of the half.
Rowlett always has good kickers, and I use that plurally because they usually have more than one good kicker. Right now, it would be a 47-yard attempt with no win factor at all. And by the way, the flags are halfway up the poles in honor of the folks down there in the San Antonio area at that church.
Yeah, it was a sad week there. That's a bad thing. It's good that we're honoring them. Yeah, they've had some great kickers. A couple of them are playing for some big D1 schools right now.
Who do you got? Who have you heard about?
Well, I believe we have one from Rowlett that's playing at TCU right now, I believe.
There you go. Long time out here, and we're going to get back to play. And again, do you take a quick shot? And then, of course, you don't have any timeouts left if you're Rowlett, so it's going to be hard to get a field goal off unless you do just the right thing. And they're going to come to the line of scrimmage not with a field goal unit.
The scoreboard shows one timeout left for Rowlett, but I think they...
Oh, you know what? I read that the wrong way. They may have one, Bobby. I said it the wrong way. Topal. Time to throw. Now he's flushed. He drops it. It was stripped, and that'll do it for the first half. So Garland with another defensive stop. The Garland defense has kept the Owls in this one, and we're going to go to the halftime with the heavily favored Rowlett Eagles only leading by 10. Bobby, at least it makes for an entertaining second half at this point. We may have a penalty marker, by the way, as we're told not to go to break yet. The officials are talking to the Rowlett sideline. Yeah, I don't know what this could be about.
I tell you, you have to give Garland credit for coming out for this last game and playing the way they're playing. I mean, offensively, they've really done a pretty good job, and then defensively, they've had two great stops.
And, you know, you could say, well, Rowlett's got their backup quarterback in there. I think Chase Topal has been one of the highlights offensively for Rowlett tonight. So Garland is playing above their heads so far. So it should be a good second half. We're going to take a break, come back with the second half shortly. Our score now is Rowlett 13, Garland 3. Back to the second half soon here on GRS TV. And we're back as we're nearing the start of the second half as the bands are finishing up. The Garland band, the home band tonight, has left the field and teams are down in the end zone. We have your first half highlights coming up any minute here on GRS TV. Scott Powell, Bobby George, and here we go with those first half highlights. Rowlett Eagles taking the field.
We expected it to be kind of a blowout tonight, but Garland has really played above par tonight. Holding the defense has been really good. Holding Rowlett to very few, getting great turnovers here.
First possession fumble, and Garland recovered. They could not cash it in, but that helped the Garland cause. Here's Rowlett. Topal with a deep pass over the middle to an open Antonio Hull for their first touchdown. 7-0.
That's where they were really getting right there, that seam pass.
Topal with the keeper in the touchdown. So the backup QB, the starter tonight for Weeks, who is injured and hopefully back next week. Field goal of 37 yards, just had enough on it from the Garland kicker, James Cassidy. His 6th field goal of the year. Again, it's kind of sad when you think about it. He has more field goal attempts than he has point after touchdowns, extra points in other words. It's a struggling Garland offense, but 18 points on field goals from Cassidy this year.
And that was a 37-yarder. That was a nice kick.
By the way, Garland, who took the opening kickoff? It was
Rowlett took it, and they fumbled the ball.
Garland,
the second play of the game there, and Garland was able to recover it.
So Garland will get it first. You want to give us the first half stats while we get a moment?
Rowlett right there, first downs. Now this is where they really had the time of possession. They had 12 first downs, 243 yards, 154 yards passing by Tupal, 9 of 10, 17 yards per play. So 9 of 10, that'd be about, let's see, that's pretty good percentage right there, about 90%, I would say. And their rushing game was on par. Tupal, of course, had 11 attempts for 35 yards and a touchdown. Monye Lang, 6 attempts, 33 yards. Chancey Amos, 3 attempts, 12 yards. Dakota Gilley got a reverse for 9 yards. And then passing, Dakota Gilley leads the receivers, 4 receptions, 56 yards. Bobby Chappell, he twisted his ankle there, but he did get a reception for 37. Antonio Hull, 2 for 31. So nice job right there by the offense. But I tell you, Garland's playing real well. Trent Smith, he's 1 of 7 for 8 yards. Now that's, if they can improve right there, they move those chains a little bit. Montana Miller, 5 attempts on the ground, 18 yards. Austin Clemens, 2 attempts, 14. Trent Smith, 7 for 13. Sheldrick Davis, 4 attempts, 12 yards. And the 1 catch by Caleb Williams for 8 yards for Garland.
Before we kick off the second half, let me remind you of what's been decided with the playoffs. Saxe will play here at Williams Stadium at 7 o'clock next Friday night. We'll have it here on GRS TV. That's November the 17th. Then you can see it all that next week here on GRS TV. And all 3 of the other 10-6A teams, the Garland ISD teams, will also play Friday night. Rowlett will play at Coppell at 7:30. And then Naaman Forest and Lakeview Centennial, they play tomorrow night, the night after this game tonight. And the winner will will play host to either Lake Highlands or Pierce, probably Lake Highlands. That'll be at Homer B. Johnson Stadium next Friday night. Don't have the time. It'll either be 7 or 7:30. The loser of that game will play at Jesuit next Friday night at 7:30. All those on November the 17th. Here's your opening kickoff of the second half. Pretty good return as always. Garland always good on those kickoff returns. They are consistent. Unfortunately, they've gotten a lot of practice this year with a 1-8 record, but wow, their kick and return and coverage teams have always been good through the years.
Yeah, just a nice job. Little kick that went to about the 30-yard line. And, they get some bodies on that return team, and they are able to open up the gap there, get about 12 yards on a return. And their offense, now this is where their offense is really going to have to pull up their boots and really start moving the ball and pick up some first downs and control the clock.
They're going to go with a Wildcat set. Sheldrick Davis is in there in shotgun. He's normally a running back. Takes the snap, heads left tackle, fighting and backing his way. He got about 4 out of nothing there, but Trent Smith played the entire first half in shotgun, and they put a running back there for the first play.
Well, and Smith's coming in right now. I don't know, that was just a one play, but
maybe Trent forgot to go out there.
I would say you put your bet. They're not passing the ball very well. They haven't completed any passes, but only 1 pass to Caleb Williams. So, throwing 7. You might as well just put your best athlete out there and run the Wildcat, basically.
Trent was just 3 of 13 coming into this game. Angel Garcia was 16 of 55. He's thrown more passes than anybody, but has not played tonight. Here's another run to the 48. Very manageable 3rd and 3 coming for the Owls near midfield.
That big offensive line, they've really done a good job pushing that defense back. I'd take advantage of it. Run up the middle.
Bobby, they've had several 3rd and shorts tonight. They've just been unable to convert a lot of the time. They've done a good job on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, it seems like 3rd down, they kind of go outside, and the outside has just not worked for Rowlett against Rowlett. Rowlett has been too fast. They're
going to roll it and throw it. Smith fires. Caught. Did he hold on? Sheldon Davis. Yeah, it was a juggling act, a hot potato, and he pulled it down, and it's right at the point, and they're going to say 1st down.
Yeah, I like if you're going to pass the ball, I like how you roll with his body so that he can throw on the run. That's, we were seeing the first half, they were basically rolling the other way and making him throw against his body, but that one they rolled with it, let him step into it, make the throw.
Wasn't your classic hot potato there? Looked like it was too hot to handle, didn't it? 1st and 10, though, for Davis, who held on at the 49. Fresh set for the Owls. This is Austin Clements. The bowling ball gets a quick 3 to the 46. 5'8", 235 pounds. I wish I could bowl with something that big. I'd knock a few more pins down.
Yeah, again, pick up 3 or 4 yards on 1st down, pick 3 or 4 yards up on 2nd down, and you've got a manageable 3rd down. Just keep it rolling.
Just underway, 2nd half, 1st possession. Garland on the drive, trailing. They've hung in there tonight with the favored Rowlett Eagles. 13-3 the score now. They trail. Smith just going to straight keep it. Cut it up. Cut it back. Against the
He's got
a 1st down. He may have 6 before it's over. He'll be run out of bounds inside the 25. But great job of recognizing what's in front of him by Trent Smith.
Well, I really thought he had the angle to be able to make this and go all the way with it.
Just didn't have enough speed, it appeared.
I guess so, because Chase Taylor's on Chase to get him, and he's a linebacker. But I think he decided, I'll just give this one up and just walk out of bounds here. But take
Chase.
the game.
Isn't Chase a great name for a defender, a linebacker?
Yeah, he's a good one.
25 with a 1st and 10 on the right hash. Rowlett in their usual 4-man defensive front. They're spread out otherwise at linebacker and secondary. Clements will take the hand. Tough to bring down as he just bowls and fights for 8 yards. There wasn't much there, and Clements is just hard to bring down.
Again, those big offensive line are winning the battle. They want it more.
I know Rowlett will never admit this, Bobby, but this is a meaningless game, and yet Rowlett, maybe if they're tested tonight, that'll be a good thing. Maybe get their attention for next week. I mean, there can be some good come out of a game like this for Rowlett. Clements has the 1st down, just dragging a defender who's hanging on at the ankles. And that'll be a fresh set of downs inside the 15.
Oh, man, I tell you, Rowlett needs to step up and start playing ball. I mean, you got a team like Garland that just really hadn't been able to move the ball at all against teams, and they're having their will right now. I mean, they are just bulldozing.
Drive started back at the Garland 41. Opening possession, 2nd half. Trent Smith in there at quarterback. Has the snap. Another simple give. Clements. Good blocking. Good surge as he backs his way into the 4-yard line.
That offensive line had just pushed everybody 5 yards back. I mean, Clemens just took the ball. First time he gets touched is right there. He's already traveled 6 yards.
Garland's had trouble getting into the end zone all year, averaging just 11 points. They could use 7 right here.
Well, I'm running it right up the middle, just like you've been doing.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. That's what brung you. Clemens will bring him inside the 1. Close. They're going to say the 1.5 with 3rd down coming.
Down?
Oh, that's right. They could get a 1st down, and I think they got it, Bobby. Well, they're saying no, and of course they're not going to measure it. I think that's against the rules now. Now there's your 1st down. I've never seen anything like it. It's just it's almost like a measurement has been ruled out of the game completely.
I mean, that was like on the end. It's so close.
Yeah, they don't even try to even think about it. Clements stood up, and they're going to kill the play dead. This might be motion.
False start.
False start. Offense. Number 4. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Poor Garland Owls. They didn't get one penalty the whole way down the field. They get inside the 5 and get a 5-yard walk-off.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. And again, it's like they panicked.
Yeah.
They got down there and said, let's hurry up and snap the ball. And really, I mean, you just get down there and do what you've been doing. You've been dominating the inside. Those offensive linemen have been just pushing everybody backwards, but they kind of panicked. And hopefully they don't try to run outside right here, because this is where they've been getting stopped all night, just running outside.
Davis in the Wildcat has the snap, wants to cut it out right, and he's brought down from behind for another loss. And a very familiar number 48, Chase Taylor. So
like they know their
playbook.
They line up in that position, that kind of Wildcat formation. They bring the linebackers up, and they know they're going to run outside. Taylor just makes a great read on the play, like we've talked about all night, and put them down for a loss.
They've already got a 37-yard field goal. This one would be about a 29-yard attempt, but they're going on. It's only second down. I forgot they got a first down a moment ago. Bobby, I was thinking it was fourth down. Shoot, Garland's got 2 downs before even thinking field goal. Smith cuts it out. Good job of cutting right and left all the way to the 4-yard line. Now it's going to be 3rd and goal. And we've got a stoppage. We've got an injured Rowlett Eagle. Let's take a break on this long Garland drive. Owls trail Rowlett 13-3, but the Owls are driving, looking for more. 6:20 third quarter. Back in a moment on GRS TV. Play here, Garland with a 3rd and goal just inside the 5, the 4.5.
Chase Taylor's up and walking, just ran off the field, so he looks like he's okay.
Clemens fighting for the goal line. Does he have it? No, he doesn't. Down at the 1, 4th and 1. What do you do here, down 13-3?
Man, I tell you, he has it. If the rest of his linemen got back up and would have helped him out and surged forward, he would have got it. Look, he's down. All the linemen kind of stopped there. And boy, if they start running and pushing his back, he's in the end zone there. Now you're set up for 4th and short. What do you do here?
They're going at this point.
Run the same play, man. He has been awesome.
Yeah, try and stop Clemens short. And Clemens is the deep tailback. He's going to be behind Smith here on 4th and goal at the 1. Can Garland get in? Clemens fighting. Looks like he's got it.
Get in?
Yes, he does. Touchdown, Garland.
Well, if he did, he just barely reached over. But that's all that matters. He's in, baby.
I'm sure our GRS TV cameramen were all over it. Let's see if he scored here.
He gets hit early.
Yep.
Boom. But he reaches over and gets it. There you go.
Boy, you said it. It was close. Boy, Garland within 4. Looking for the upset tonight here at Williams Stadium. 1-8 Garland against 5-4 playoff bound Rowlett. James Cassidy for the extra point. High and true. Timeout on the field, 5:25 third quarter. Our new score, Rowlett 13, Garland 10 on GRS TV. Austin Clemens on the Garland bench. He just completed a 59-yard drive in 12 plays with a 1-yard touchdown run. 6.5 minutes Garland used off the clock. Rowlett's getting ready to touch the football for the first time this half, Bobby.
6.5 minutes. That's crazy good.
They had a 6.5 minute drive to close the first half before
Turn
they
right
kicked
around
the
and do it
field goal.
again.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Rowlett missed that field goal earlier, so we'll see how that comes into play this game.
And here's the kick, very short. Madeir catches it, looking for somewhere to go. He's going to cut it outside and nowhere to go. Garland strung it out nicely, and here's a very late flag.
Yeah, it's because he was trying to get it out of his pocket, but it was definitely he's going to get him for face mask.
So it was a fairly live play. In other words, you're just saying he couldn't get it out of his pocket.
Yeah, I saw him reaching for it when it happened.
By the time he got it out, it looked like a late
Personal
flag.
foul, face mask, number 23. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
That's Mike Drybread with your call. Yes, it is Drybread. There's your walk-off. And Rowlett, great field position at the Garland 49 to start the second half. Hard to believe they're just now starting the second half on offense.
Yeah, you see right there on the replay, he got him, pulled his face mask all the way around, never let go of it. And then when the player was down, he got actually a late hit, actually got him while he was on the ground. So.
Chase Topal back in to start the second half. He's gone the whole way at quarterback for Rowlett. Play action fake. He's down for a loss. Reading it all the way on the blitz for Garland was Montana Miller playing both ways.
Double sacked in the backfield by 22. Miller.
Well, I tell you what, you gotta get
untouched.
Yeah, you gotta get a body on a body here.
Garland with all the momentum in the world here. 2nd and 13. They just scored to get within 3 points. Looking for the upset. Quick out pass caught by Hull. Looking for a block. Breaks free. And that's going to get him a first down to the 47 of Garland.
Well,
No. I'm sorry. They were behind the chains. It's to a point where they now have a 3rd and 8. Excuse me, Bob.
Yeah, 3rd and long after that sack earlier. It put them a little bit deep there. I love watching these offensive linemen work down there. Well, Jackson Friesen right there, centering the ball. Just awesome job they do.
Ball, he's picked off by Caleb Williams, and the Owls continue to soar high here in the second half.
Wow, look at that.
Second interception thrown by Topal tonight.
Boy, there's life in it. Boy, he just right to him. I don't know if he didn't see him there and he was throwing that comeback route. But Caleb Williams in the right place at the right time just reaches up and just snags that one right out of the air. Boy, life is in Garland right now.
First down, Garland.
Well, if they can put together another nice drive, whew, they could take the air out of Rowlett.
This is not what Rowlett needed going into the playoffs, and a road game at district champion Coppell next Friday night. Coaches are not going to have any trouble getting their attention in practice this coming week.
That's exactly right.
Garland will have no practice this coming week, as this is their final game of the year. And looking to go out with a bang. Here's a reverse pitch. We could have an illegal block, but no penalty marker. And on the carry was Alonzo Fennell.
Well, you think that he would have a lot more room to go on that one. I mean, it looked like he was going to be open, but Rowlett is so quick. They're able to get there and close it in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the initial play call, and it did look good in the beginning. And it closed in a hurry.
Just does. They're just really quick. Well, big old number 90 right there. He's getting out there, Aaron Magalines. He's really big, and he's strong, and he's fast. He's able to get out there and string that play way out.
For some reason, they stopped the clock, so the officials are getting the clock started again as we wind from 4:15 here in the third quarter. Garland looking to tire out this Rowlett defense. Just had a 6.5-minute drive, and now they got the ball back quickly. Smith tried to keep it around left end. That may have been a broken play, and he lost yardage back to the 41.
Boy, every time they run outside, they lose yardage. I think, you want to keep
that point.
You want to keep that same thing that was working for you earlier. You run it right up the middle.
Dance with what brung you.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't stop it, they can't stop it. No reason to try to trick it up, because every time they went outside, they've lost yardage.
Give it to Austin Clements. They can't tackle him until he gets at least 5, and he's not in the game right now.
Yeah, the offense line has just been dominant up there in the middle.
Smith looking to throw. Evades a tackle, throws it high, a pop-up, incomplete. Almost completed it with a dead duck. Not a good pass, and Fennell's claiming interference, no call.
Pass ball's incomplete.
It'll be 4th down.
Well, he just launches it deep. Might as well throw it out there.
Looked like it slipped off his hand, maybe.
Yeah. Come back to the ball. I thought he was going to have an opportunity since it was, so short. I thought that they were going to be able to get back on it, but Wesley was there to make the defensive stop.
James Cassidy averaging 31 yards on 3 punts tonight. Slade Madeir waits back, or is that Dakota Gilly? No, that's Christian Booker, actually. This is a pretty good kick. High hang time and forced Booker to call a fair catch at the 29.
So all the punts tonight, there's not been any returns.
No. That one not directional right down the middle of the field, but he got enough hang time to where it was not returnable.
Yeah, I mean, he had to call a fair catch, and if he didn't, there was owls all around him.
Get out your programs and turn to the in and out.
So Rowlett with a 13-10 lead, 3:15 left third quarter, 1st and 10 at their own 29.
Well, they really needed to get a great drive right there, but they decided to do a little trick play to the outside. The next play they run to the outside, and all of a sudden you've got 3rd and 3 and having to throw the ball deep. So
we've played almost 9 minutes here in the third quarter, Bobby, and this will be the 4th play from scrimmage for Rowlett offensively.
Well, if they can protect the deep throws, they've done a pretty good job, Garland has.
Garland in their 3-4 set. No blitz here as Topal throws incomplete off the hands of Hull. It was a little high, but I think Antonio would tell you I should have caught that football.
Yeah, he was wide open again. That's the same play. They run that little seam towards the post, and somehow it's open every time.
Yeah, right down the gut's been open all night. That was just too high of a pass. One of the few misses tonight for Topal.
And actually, if you're a receiver, you don't mind that pass. I mean, you're just kind of leaping a little bit. It hit both hands.
Well, Terrence Williams minds it. Supposedly he can't catch with his hands, which I thought is what receivers were there for. Here's a quick out. Gilly time as Dakota catches it, steps out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 34. Rowlett's going to need 5 on 3rd down.
Now that is a difficult catch right there.
Absolutely.
You're running away from the ball.
And you're not tall.
Yeah, you're looking left, and you're actually looking all the way over your back shoulder. That's a tough catch. You got to catch it and get your feet down.
The Beasley of Rowlett, Dakota Gilly. 3rd and 5, Rowlett at their 34. They're going to have to punt it. Topal over the middle and open Madeir for a 1st down on the other side of the 50 for Rowlett. We've said it all night. That was the deep slant post pattern and wide open over the middle.
Wide open every time. It doesn't even look like they cover them right there.
It's almost like they're just giving it up,
I think I'd put some guys back right there. I mean, they've done a great job, everything except that one spot. Same play.
Play action. This one down the hash mark, incomplete. Tried to hit a streaking Gilly, but the pass never had a chance.
Yeah, if he throws that a little earlier before it gets deep on it, that one's good to go as well.
We're just seeing a young quarterback just getting more and more snaps tonight, and he's made a few mistakes here and there that Preston Weeks normally would not make, but this is a developing quarterback who's just going to get better and better, and he's getting better before our very eyes. 2nd and 10, Rowlett. Here comes the rush. Perfect time for the screen. Amos has it. Has the 40. Has a 1st down as he's hit hard. But is down at the 32. Boy, a little blitz. Perfect time to run the screen.
Yeah, it was very nice. And right at the very beginning of this, where it's developing, he gets a beautiful block right there by his receiver, number 11.
Dakota
Gilly. And that springs the whole thing. I mean, the defense had it read. Gilly just makes a great block.
Gilly, a complete receiver, blocks and catches. He even ran it tonight. Here's a little keeper on the option, and Topal finds some running room. He got 9 out of very little as he beat the rush there up the middle.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get taken down for a loss.
Yeah. He is so good at evading the rush right at him. Really impressed with that part. He's got eyes in the back of his head, I think.
Yeah, he must have a real quick step or something that makes the defenders feel like he's going one way and he goes the other.
Or he's scared to death, one or the other. And he just runs from it, 2nd and 1, almost a free play. I'd go deep here and probably over the middle where it's been open all night. As he hands it, Amos. I don't call the plays. Amos has plenty for the first. The drive will continue with a fresh set at the 14. 9 and then 9 on the last 2 plays. And we're really moving along here in the third, a minute 22 and counting. This is a pretty big drive here as Rowlett trying to make it a 2-possession game.
Well, this, you see guys going on and off the field. Garland doing a lot of substituting right there. I'm not sure they know exactly who's playing what position.
Topal trying to find a receiver. Now he'll tuck it and go. And he's still going, breaks it out. Gets a block from Hull. Touchdown, Chase Topal.
That's exactly what we were talking about. I mean, they have him in their grasp for a loss, and all of a sudden he slips through.
I like this kid with the football.
Right here, he should be tackled. Boom, 1 miss, 2 miss, 3 miss.
Cuts on a dime to the outside.
And then out races everybody to the edge. Man.
I love that cut to the outside. He's got really quick feet. Ian Ellis for the PAT. Remember, they flubbed one earlier, so that's why it's just 19 instead of 20. We're going to kill the play with a marker.
Yeah, the actual kicker started before the snap. He took an extra step on that.
Yeah, and you can't go forward, whoever's in your offensive backfield, because that could have been a running play, you know, so you can't just move anytime you want to, even though it's a field goal formation.
Illegal procedure on number 40, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
8-play, 71-yard drive as Rowlett reclaims a 2-possession lead, looking to make it 20-10. 5 extra yards, 25-yard extra point, no trouble. Ellis drills it deep and good. Let's take a timeout. 55 seconds, third quarter. Our new score: Rowlett 20 and Garland 10 here on GRS TV. There is Chase Topal, number 9, on the bench as they're talking to the coaches after that long drive to score and up the lead to 20-10 for Rowlett. Kickoff caught at the 15. Another good return. They do it every time. Holcomb broke 1 tackle and then got an extra 15. Boy, Garland's good at kick returns.
They're right there at midfield. They just really need to put something together and keep that defense, tire them out, run it right up the middle on them with that big running back and just dominate that front 4 and see what they can do. Keep that clock moving.
29-yard return for Holcomb. Yeah, I would not get out of your game plan, even though now it's a 2-possession game. You're down by 10, but you got a whole quarter to go plus 48 seconds.
Well, they've done good when they hand the ball to Austin Clemens right up the middle.
And
no
yet,
dancing, just hit it right up the middle.
Unfortunately, he's not in there right now. I mean, this is the second series in a row. I'm wondering if he might be hurt. We'll try and find him maybe on the sideline down here. You got Sheldrick Davis in the Wildcat. No, that's Trent Smith, who hands the ball off, and that is Sheldrick with a good hole. We've got a flag, though. This got holding written all over it. I think they're going to wipe this out. See if we can find Mr. Clemens down here on the sideline.
Holding. Yep.
Don't see Austin Clemens anywhere. And he's not easy
Block
to
in the
find.
back. Number 51 offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Let me rephrase that, Bobby. He is not hard to find at 5'8", 235, and I just don't see him anywhere down there.
Well, that was a good run that got taken back by a block in the back. I mean, he had 15-yard penalty there.
Yeah, I just don't see Austin Clemens anywhere down here.
I believe he's on the field. He's right there.
Oh, he just checked in. No wonder I can't find him on the sideline. He was not out there for the first play, but he is now. Smith in shotgun. Clemens was to his left, going to hand it again to Davis. Gets a block, splits the defenders. Got a first down and more to the 43-yard line.
Ran out of bounds by number 24, Gale.
There's an outside play that worked for the first time tonight, I believe.
Well, he breaks it through about the 8 hole there, and so he's not really getting all the way outside. They block the defensive end out, and he cuts up underneath them, which is a nice play. Just uses his speed, get outside there, picks up the first down.
Could be the final play of the third quarter coming. Clemens and Davis still in the backfield. Going to hand it Davis right side. All same play. Drops the football. A lot of white shirts are available. It looks like the Eagles have recovered at the 40.
Well, that ball shot straight up in the air.
Got to see if it was knocked out or whether he lost it on his own.
Boink.
Yeah, a hand may have come in from that flying defender there. But still, I mean, the Garland coaches are going to tell you you don't fumble the football in that situation. You hold on tight.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Could be the final play of the quarter coming from the 40 when Rowlett comes out with a play, and here they come. Is it Gilly time?
Well, I tell you that you have a great opportunity. You're driving the ball,
First down, Eagles.
dominating basically, and you lose it like that. Boy, that's a tough one.
You know, Rowlett does not put weights and heights on their roster. Dakota Gilly might be the reason. We might be shocked at how small he is if we only knew. First and 10 to 40. Don't get me wrong, folks. He might be my favorite player in the whole district. Here's the deep slant, incomplete. Just a bad pass there from Topal. He threw it behind Antonio Hull.
Yeah, that was a different type of route. He actually looks like he does some kind of a curl route maybe. It wasn't like he just slanted and they throw it on a time. It's he kind of rounded it out.
Yeah.
Ball was thrown that a little bit away from him. I don't know.
Gilly makes Cole Beasley look big, almost. Keeper by Topal down the sideline. It's going to have to cut it up, though, but still going all the way to the 23. Here comes a very late flag from the other side of the field, and also one from the middle of the field. So that is the final play of the third quarter, but let's keep it right here and sort out the penalties, or we'll let Mr. Drybread sort it out. They may do some sorting at the other end as he says, let's head to the other end of the field.
Yeah, 3 flags come out. Either way,
at
it's
the same time. Here we go with Drybread.
Holding, offense, number 66. Personal foul, face mask, number 23. Those penalties offset, second down.
So we'll come back with the first play of the fourth quarter in a moment. 20-10, Rowlett over Garland on GRS TV. Good point. I take it where it breaks, though.
We will play one untimed down. One time down.
Great call from the director here at GRS TV. We did not go to break because we're going to play an untimed down here with the clock reading all zeros. And it'll be a 2nd and 10 coming.
Yeah, so they take the whole play away, actually, and which is interesting because I would have thought that a holding is a spot foul.
We will have one more play before the end of the third quarter.
But it was a live face mask, Bobby. That's the difference. It wasn't a dead ball face mask. It was a live face mask. That's how you offset them, I think.
Yeah, it was holding, which is a spot foul, and the holding was around the like downfield. It wasn't like at the line of scrimmage. It was downfield, and then so.
Looked like the hold and the face mask might have been about the same time.
Exactly.
When those penalties were thrown. Yeah. Here's the second down for Rowlett. It really doesn't matter much that you're running an untimed play. It's just kind of weird. Quick out pass caught by Evans. Evaded one tackler and then is upended at the 42. And finally, the third quarter is over. Yeah, no penalty markers. That'll do it for 3. 20-10, Rowlett over Garland. We'll start the fourth in a moment on GRS TV. team in the stands for Rowlett tonight.
Y'all got blankets.
A cold Thursday night. You know, it's really a great night for football, but if you're sitting in the stands not playing football, it's probably cold. We wouldn't know. We're in a controlled environment here in the press box.
Yeah, at least it's not yesterday when it rained all day long and wet and rainy.
Tell you, cold weather and a perfect night for football. That's for the folks who are out. That's for the folks that are indoors and not outdoors. But I know the players enjoy this instead of 100 degrees. Third and 8 Rowlett on the first play of the fourth quarter. Topal in shotgun. 2 receivers each way. Looking to throw over the middle where he's made a living. It's a diving try. Looked like Christian Booker, but are they going to say incomplete? Maybe skipped off the turf. Let's see what kind of replay we get on that.
He's not arguing with it, so I guess it must have.
And neither's the sideline. Let's see what we think. We might argue, Bobby.
Oh, yeah, went right through.
He had it initially, and then it probably hit the ground after he hit the ground.
But wide open again. Man, they've really got to figure out how to slow that down. I mean, chuck him at the line and have your safeties cheat over in that gap. Do something.
It looked like he threw it a little bit too quickly. Sometimes Chase has rushed his throws tonight for really no reason. It's just a matter of timing, something I think he'll get used to the more he plays. Ian Ellis will punt it. Or is that Ellis? I'll check that number. They're going to let this roll, and this is going to be a great punt. And no, that is not Ian Ellis. That is Luis Reina. I believe that's their first punt of the night. That's why I was wondering who their punter is. You got some stats that stand out? Anything interesting as we just started the fourth, Bob?
Well, I think Rowlett just kind of dominated on the ground. And Garland, well, actually, Garland has dominated on the ground this second half. They've got 140 yards rushing, and most of that came, at the very end of the second quarter and at the very beginning of this third quarter. And, they dominated the whole third quarter. They had the ball almost the whole entire time. They just couldn't come away with any points.
Yeah, the time of possession definitely in Garland's favor. Here is Austin Clemens. The reason I know that is they can't bring him down until the last second when 3 guys jump on top of him at the 18-yard line. It's going to take more than one to get Austin Clemens down. Gain of 3 on first down.
Yeah, they're just gonna keep running it up the middle, I believe. You see a lot of new faces out there, a lot of new numbers on defense right now, and so you got to take advantage of that if you're Garland.
Although you have Taylor and Dandler as your 2 inside linebackers who make most of the tackles. Trent Smith with a pump fake, and now he's gonna have to eat it. Was there a fumble?
That's what I didn't know if it got tipped or knocked down.
Now the official says it's Garland's ball, but if there was a fumble, Garland got it back. But it's a big loss back to the 13.
Well, I tell you, if I'm Rowlett coaches, I'm taking Chase Taylor out of the game. There's really no reason for him to be in there. Give him a break because he is limping around. He can't hardly even walk out there.
Yeah, if he's injured, why is he out there? That's a good point.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. I mean, there's a lot of guys that can play ball.
3rd and 12. Yeah, Rowlett's second biggest school in the district. I know they got backups. Pass is dropped. It looked like a straight drop by Alonzo Fennell as he uncovered at the last second and looked like he's going to catch the ball. Let's see the replay. Maybe we ought to give credit to a defender, but I think it was all Fennell. And Alonzo's very upset. He thinks he should have caught it.
Boy, he has him right there back shoulder. Just, you got to make that catch. Yeah, his hand gets in there, but boy, the opportunities are very far and in between. Boy, you got to make it count when it happens.
I bet you Fennell would tell you I should have had that. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. That would have been a 1st down. And the punter is going to wait at the goal line for the snap. James Cassidy, who does both the kicking and punting. A high one, fair catch at the 45 by Booker. And a 31-yard kick by Cassidy. Rowlett has 10:09 on the clock and a 20-10 lead here in the fourth quarter. It's starting to look like the Eagles are going to hang on and win this, but a good test tonight. I think there's some good to come out of this for Rowlett again. Maybe a little bit of a wake-up call. You're barely beating a 1-8 team tonight, and you're headed to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe they were looking ahead. I'm not exactly sure, but boy, by now, 10 during the fourth quarter, it's time now to go ahead and start putting on the gas pedal.
And Bobby, again, I'll say it for about the fifth time tonight. You can say it's because Rowlett's got their second string quarterback. The problem has been the Rowlett defense for a lot of this game tonight.
Yeah, and I believe that Rowlett has been letting a lot of people play. I mean, they've got a lot of starters that played a little bit, and they're rotating them in. But still, you've got to be able to come in to this game feeling good about yourself when you leave it, right? Going into the playoffs.
Topal with an option keeper for no gain. Remember, Rowlett's headed to the playoffs at Coppell this coming Friday night, November the 17th. Everybody, unfortunately, in this district is playing at the same time Friday night. So we can only do one game, and here on GRS TV, we will do Saxe against probably Skyline, and that'll be a 7 o'clock start on the 17th, this coming Friday. Pass, Madeir got his hands on it, but he also got hit, and give a lot of credit to Sheldrick Davis to pry the ball apart.
Well, just a great job right there. They knew it was coming. Ball was thrown on time, on the money, but boy, what a great play right there, just fighting through the block of Dakota Gilly and making a play.
Garland with a few players going both ways tonight. Used to be the old way with Garland football. They were 3 deep at almost every possession in their heyday. They had very few players going both ways. They didn't need to. They had the most depth in the district.
Yeah, and the coach would always rotate them. They would rotate on first and second downs. And so everybody was always fresh.
We used to call the Garland backfield on the radio the kitchen sink of running backs. They'd throw 10 running backs at you a game. Here's a deep pass far side. Is it caught?
Oh,
that's
wow.
Christian Booker on his back with a catch.
What great hands by Book.
Uh-oh, we've got an injured Eagle back in the backfield. This looks like Chauncey Amos, number 3. Yes. You don't want to lose one of your top 2 running backs. He usually spells a lot of time with Monier Lang, so hopefully this is not serious with the playoffs a week away. Let's take a quick break. 9:05 fourth quarter. It is Rowlett 20, Garland 10 on GRS TV. You see Chauncey Amos off under his own power. Looks like he is going to be okay. Not like he'll return tonight necessarily, since this game about over and Rowlett on to the playoffs next week. But looks like he can play next week at this point. Topal will be in shotgun on first and goal at the 5. Rowlett looking to expand on their 20-10 lead here in the fourth. Snap is fumbled. A high snap recovered by Garland Sheldrick Davis at the 21.
Wow, Garland is just really playing lights out.
Some Rowlett turnovers have helped their cause, though, tonight.
Oh, my goodness. If they could convert this into something, man, they're right in.
We got a penalty marker back at the 5-yard line. We better check this out. This may get wiped out for all we know. Here comes Drybread.
Dead ball, personal foul. Number 6, 15-yard penalty. First down.
So they'll get an extra 15 before they snap it here, the Garland Owls. 8:39 fourth quarter. They trail by 10. Bobby, this kind of keeps Garland in there with a little chance to get back in this.
Well, these guys know, a lot of these are seniors that are on this team, and it's their last game ever to play full contact high school football. And so they're playing the best they can play. They're playing for all the memories that they've had and playing for all their brothers. And so it means a lot to them to go out on top. Rowlett on the other side, they know that they've got another game to play.
I just pulled out the roster. Garland has 25 seniors playing tonight.
There you go. I mean, it means a lot to these guys. It'll be a sad moment, when the season ends turn in all their pads.
2nd and 5 coming. We've mentioned some of the playoffs. The Naaman Forest Lakeview game tomorrow night on the 10th of November. That's a big one. We're not televising, but the outcome of that game will be very important. More on that in a second as Clemens just running over. Looks like a pinball just bouncing off of defenders.
Oh, Sam Dandler, he's the one that had to pay for that hit.
Again,
Man.
he's a low point of gravity as it is at 5'8", 235, but he lowers that head at times, and all of a sudden you got nothing you can hit.
Oh, my goodness.
Except a lot of beef. Rowlett sends several defenders, but Clemens finds a hole and another first down run. Boy, Clemens, what do you got on Clemens numbers-wise?
I can tell you right now, nobody wants to tackle him right now.
Well,
they don't want to.
It's taken more than one on every carry. I haven't seen a solo yet. And Clemens, unfortunately, has a slight limp as he comes to the sideline.
I think he's 12 for 60 yards now and a touchdown.
Really, the only easy things to grab are his ankles. It's probably the least strongest place on his body.
You just don't want to get in front of those knees because they'll give you a concussion.
He delivers blows, folks. He's not getting blows. He's delivering them. And just as we say that, it looks like Montana Miller has checked in. Well, they had to bring Austin out with that limp, and Montana with a short gain of 1. 7 minutes and counting.
Chase Taylor gets up off the bottom of that pile, and he's like, man, there's a big difference of tackling him than tackling Amos.
You don't really tackle Clements, you get him to the ground. 2nd and 9. Two-back set as Smith in the middle of the two backs. Fennell is going to take this handoff, and he's going to be down quickly. Nice form tackle in the open field.
Yeah, Lance Canyon just launches out right there and makes a great stop.
Canyon, we've called that name a lot this year. One of the top tacklers in the secondary for Rowlett. Watch this form stop. That's how you draw it up.
That's how you do it right there. And then you hit him and then let Chase Taylor finish him up for you.
You get a low base and you surge forward when he arrives. That's how you tackle, folks. 3rd and 9. Smith, little time to throw. Gets it off. Deep. Incomplete. Tried to hit Fennell. No marker. And a really good defensive play. Maybe too good.
I do see a marker out there now.
Well, it must have come from somebody other than the guy that was right on top of the play, who did not throw the marker.
Ball was tipped. There's no foul. No foul for pass interference.
Oh, tipped at the line, I think, Bobby. It looked like somebody might have gotten a hand on that ball, and that once you tip it, everything is wide open. You can interfere. You can do whatever you want to.
Yeah, it's a jump ball.
Let's see on our TV replay.
Oh,
didn't see it.
He gets hit. I don't think it got tipped.
I don't either. Some of his passes kind of look like they've been tipped off and on tonight. He doesn't throw a lot of spirals, Trent Smith, but he can get a pretty good arm on it. They're just not the prettiest passes in the world. 4th and 9, Garland going. This might be their final hope here, down by 10. Gets it off quickly, down the middle. It looks like an interception. Yes, on his back with the pickoff is Enos Henderson.
Yeah, he had the coverage. It was perfect coverage. The ball was thrown pretty nice. You kind of want your receiver to go up and help you out a little bit on this one.
You know, I was going to say that might be the final nail in the coffin, but the way Rowlett's turned the ball over tonight, Garland's still got a chance. Rowlett's going to have to scrimmage from their own 6-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's just as good as a great punt.
Good point.
Throw it up there, see if you
That's
know, it's
a coffin
jump ball.
corner punt.
Yeah, it's a jump ball. You either get a pass interference, an interception way down inside the 10, or your guy comes up with the ball.
Wasn't it 4th and 9?
Yeah, it was long.
So it's as good as a punt, literally. Here come the Eagles. If I'm Coach Stevens over there, I'm saying let's run it between the tackles. No mistakes from our own 6-yard line up by 10. If they can just get a couple of first downs, run that clock, this game will be just about over. And they will run the pass. Hull on a slant, caught it. And that's a first down. Nice throw there by Topal.
Yeah, as you were saying that, just run it through the tackles. I said, well, you're talking about Coach Stevens here. I bet he runs the bubble route. and he almost does. He runs a little slant right there.
He did run it, not down the middle, but almost down the middle where it's been open all night. It wasn't like it was a dangerous play at all. But I would try a run here and a couple of runs to get that clock running on an easy handoff. We got a new running back in there, it appears, who missed his block, and Topal's in a lot of trouble because of it. The new running back is Charjay Hunt, Charjay Hunt, a sophomore in there.
Yeah, you can tell what happened right there. He actually stepped in and made the block. It just got ran over is what happened.
Yeah. Wasn't a very good block.
It's like, oh, this isn't JV. These guys are big.
Bigger,
strong.
Absolutely. 2nd and 10. The clock running as we're below 5 minutes. Quick out. Evans dropped the football.
Yep, there's the bubble route right there.
You know, the hands are probably starting to get cold as we're in the upper 40s to start this game.
I'm with you right now. I mean, it's 3rd down. I think I would have ran that ball. Keep that clock clicking.
You know, Garland is still within striking distance if they can score quickly, so why not run on 1st and 2nd down, you know, if you have confidence in your offensive line?
Yeah, that's exactly right, because, I mean, you don't want 10 points ain't a whole lot of points.
No. And they're going to have to punt it if they don't get it here, but Topal gets it,
great run.
And he's got more. This could go a ways if he gets another block, but he does not. It'll be tackled in the open field by, that was Devontae Duncan, who may have saved a touchdown.
Yeah, he makes guys miss. I don't see what it is, but he must have a little quick step. Boom, boom, right there.
He has great awareness of his surroundings, would be the way I would say it. He seems to see everything. Good vision. Ooh. It's Gilly time. Dakota was stopped for a short gain of 3, but the clock does run as he was in bounds. And we've got an injured player who looks to be in a little bit of pain. That's a Garland Owl. Let's take a quick break. Hopefully we'll finish this one soon. Our score 20-10. Rowlett over Garland here on GRS TV. Tyson Dixon, the injured Owl, on the sideline. 2nd and 7, Rowlett.
He makes a pretty good stop, and probably a lot of pressure hit up on his shoulder. A lot of times it causes him to have what they call a stinger. It sends a bunch of nerve waves right up into your neck and shoulder.
Sounds like you've suffered it. Hand off. There goes the sophomore through a big hole. Those long legs as he gets to the 43 with a nice pickup and a 1st down for Rowlett. And that kid's not even on my depth chart. Again, Charjay Hunt. Remember, we said the same thing about Lang late in some games, as you mentioned a couple of years ago. Maybe this is the future for Rowlett. Hunt again. Breaks a tackle, spins out of another. Looking good.
Yeah, nice little spin move right there. That should have been a sure tackle.
Again, just a sophomore. Why are you going quickly here with a 10-point lead and 3.5 minutes left?
Yeah,
I don't understand
this. I'm letting the clock go all the way down to 5 seconds before I'm snapping the ball here.
I just don't get it. 2nd and 2. Hunt cuts it out. Speaking of vision, look at the kid go. Breaks a tackle down the sideline and all the way to the 21. They'll mark it at the 23.
He's got a little bit of something. Makes a good little move.
He looks like all legs, doesn't he? They'll wind the clock here as he did not go out of bounds, which might be the smartest thing he did. How do you not? He was out of bounds. Why are they winding the clock? Goodness, he was out of bounds. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but he went out of bounds. It's 1st and 10 at the 23, and we got an official timeout for something. Oh, we've got an injured Al. That's a Jaron Holcomb down here near the Garland sideline.
I didn't even see him down here.
Hey, let's talk about the playoffs one more time. Again, that game tomorrow night on the 10th. Lakeview and Naaman Forest. The winner of that game gets a home game, and will probably play Lake Highlands next Friday night at an undetermined time. It'll either be 7 or 7:30, most probably, and then the loser will have to travel to Jesuit for a 7:30 game next Friday. All 4 of the district games are next Friday night. Saxe will host a game here at Williams Stadium, probably against Skyline. That'll all be determined tomorrow night. That will be a 7 o'clock start. And we'll televise here on GRS TV so you can see it all the next week. That's Friday night, November the 17th, Saxe and probably Skyline. And then Rowlett is set. They'll play at Coppell Friday with a 7:30 start.
Both games, pretty good games. Pretty strong teams, Skyline and Coppell. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get, four teams to the second round. That'd be nice.
Again, we have a better chance than we did last year. I think, we have 3 pretty favorable matchups, and I think we have 4 chances anyway. Naaman Forest was kind of the newbie last year, and we just kind of figured they weren't going to do well at Jesuit, and they did not. I think all 4 teams have a decent chance this year. Hunt weaves his way and all the way into the end zone. Touchdown. Good vision as he hit the hole and cut out and then cut it up and was never touched for the Rowlett touchdown.
Yeah, he does. He bounces out just a little bit and delays his run. Watch him delay it right here. Delay, and then boom, he hits the hole.
You got to like the sophomore. It's funny, all this happened right after you mentioned Monye Lang, young and early in his career.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. These guys are having fun now.
Another kicker in there. You usually see 2, and this is Andrew Martinez. Deepest team for kickers I think I've ever seen at the high school level. Martinez up and good. 2:30 left in our ball game, and our new scores: Rowlett 27, Garland 10. Back with the rest of this game in a moment here on GRS TV. Rowlett will kick off. You see the sideline. And there's the sophomore Hunt, who carried the Eagles down the field on that long touchdown drive a moment ago and got the reward of the 6-point run.
Yeah, it was a nice run, too. You got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. They did a great job that entire drive.
Ellis kicks it off fairly deep. It'll be caught about the 12. They set up the return, and here comes another good one. Holcomb, and the kicker with the tackle. Nice little tackle there. We do have a penalty marker. Ian Ellis.
Well, of course, penalty marker.
The kicker making the tackle. That might have gone the distance. Holcomb with good speed. Back at the 37, let's hear from Dry Bread.
On the return, holding, number 20, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
See there, Dry Bread can talk. 1st and 10 for Garland.
It's just like every single punt and kickoff, you might as well not return it because there's always going to be a penalty.
All I know is if I had my choice of referees for every game I broadcast, I want it to be Mike Dry Bread.
You like the dry bread?
I love dry bread. It's a lot better than wet bread. 1st and 10, Garland at the 27. Oh boy, here we go. Trent Smith back in at quarterback.
Got him wide open.
Wide open.
It's
Can
coming
Davis
back,
take
though.
it the distance? Do we have a holding call or something? I don't see any markers.
Maybe not.
Davis will go the distance. Touchdown Garland. That covers 73 yards, and we do have a penalty marker.
Flag on the play.
Offsides. Defense.
It'll count.
Decline.
There you go.
Touchdown.
Thank you to Mr. Drybread. 73 yards. Sheldrick Davis was wide open. The only question was, would he beat the defenders? And Sheldrick showed good speed.
I tell you, it was a perfect play. They actually took Clemens and had him come outside, you know, in a motion to the outside. And I don't think Rowlett had seen that before, because they didn't know exactly what was going on. They probably thought he was going to throw a swing pass to him. But they throw it down the field to Sheldon. What a great play.
James Cassidy for the PAT, and it is good. Let's take another timeout. 2:12 left. How big was that touchdown a moment ago by Rowlett? Because the Owls inched to within 10 again at 27-17. Rowlett with the lead. Back in a moment on GRS TV. As we look at Sheldrick Davis after the long touchdown reception. Bobby, I mentioned this real early in the broadcast, and this goes to show how hard and well Garland has played tonight. Against the other three playoff teams this year, Garland is 0-3 and was outscored 164-19. That's an average give-up of 55 a game, and they've only averaged 6.5 offensively a game against those other three playoff teams in this district. So what a game Garland has put up tonight against the number 2 team in the district, Rowlett.
Yeah, and keeping them to just 27 points has been a pretty good feat too. And until just the last drive, I mean, they really were doing good, keeping them down at 20 points. Oh, big hit.
Whew. And who recovered it? I take it Rowlett did.
Yeah, Trevon King. What a great, he's a sophomore.
It's a big recovery.
Oh, it's huge.
Onside try. That could have
watch
been
this
big.
right here. He snags this out of the air and takes it. Boom.
Ooh. Hello.
Yeah, and he does make a great catch.
And that saved the night for Rowlett. Now they can. Now I'll suggest one more time that they run the ball between the tackles and keep the clock running, like I suggested earlier. With a 10-point lead and 2:12 off the clock, a couple of first downs running it, and the game's over.
Yards per game. Garland came in only averaging 174 yards a game. And
yeah, I mean, there's teams that get that in 1 quarter to a half of play usually.
Tonight, though, they put up 249. They've had 12 first downs.
Some turnovers have helped. Rowlett's given it away a few times. Toe Paul hands it off, and that'll be to the same kid who just caught the kickoff.
Trevon King, the sophomore.
And he got a gain of 1. We have an official timeout. We've got an injured Owl. Boy, the injuries are piling up against Garland here late in this game. But just as I say that, Sheldrick Davis is on his feet and says, I'm okay, as he trots off under his own power.
You know, he plays both ways, plays on kickoff, return. He never comes off the field.
He's probably ready for a break.
He's exhausted, and then you get hit by a big lineman while you're trying to make a tackle. Boy, it wears on you by the end of the fourth quarter.
You know, Sheldrick helped bring this offensive line alive last week with 98 yards rushing against North Garland. They haven't had many performances like that this year. 2nd and 9, they restart the clock, under 150 left. Another handoff. Hunt broke a tackle, is across the 40. That is going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah, Garland just wasn't ready for the play to start. They were trying to run guys in, substitute. They weren't even down set when the play was snapped. So,
by the way, that run for King a moment ago, only his second carry of the season. He was 1 for 4 coming in. Garland takes a timeout. You know, they might as well use their timeouts. They're down 10. If they could get the ball back, they still have a very slim chance. But, you know, they're going to play it out, it looks like, and use up their timeouts.
Yeah, they're going to play to win. Might as well. Well, if you got this upset from Rowlett, you would really love it. It'd really make your school feel good tomorrow. I tell you that for sure.
Again, the word on Preston Weeks, who did not play tonight. We saw it last Friday night. He planted and tried to cut and went down with a knee injury. We were hoping for the best, and I think we've gotten almost the best out of it. As Preston, they worked on him on the sideline, put ice on it immediately, worried about swelling. Word has it he is questionable for next Friday's opening round of the playoffs, but questionable is a lot better than doubtful. I mean, it looked more serious than questionable, so that's good news. They're listing it as a twist of a strained knee. Probably the same knee that he hurt last year about this time and came back. So I would suspect there's a good chance he'll play next Friday, but again, questionable is questionable. The nice thing is Topol has done a good job in his place tonight.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's 17 of 25, 68%, 245 yards.
17 of 25 for 248. Remember, coming in, he was only averaging 8 yards of completion. That has been upped big time tonight.
Yeah, he's done really well. He's got a touchdown. Now, he did have that one interception. But outside of that, I mean, he's been pretty good.
Although his accuracy was on the stat sheet coming in. As I look for it, coming in to this game, he was 10 for 13. That's a high percentage in backup roles this year.
That'd be 78%.
17 of 25. That's very impressive. Right now, they don't want to throw it. They want to run it and run the clock. Tick-tock, tick-tock, and we'll be out of here.
He's also got 17 rushing attempts, 77 yards,
yeah,
and 2 touchdowns.
Let's not forget that. He's the MVP of this game without a doubt. Topol with the keeper to the 20. Another timeout here with 50 seconds left.
Timeout, Garland.
And the Owls will be down to 1,
half.
as the dry bread tells us.
Yeah, they have to make a stop here. If they get another first down, game's over.
Yep, because Garland can only stop it one more time. Bobby, I expected a one-sided game tonight. I mean, Rowlett was a heavy favorite coming in. This has been an entertaining ball game.
Yeah, and again, like we talked earlier about the seniors, they know that this is the last game that they're going to play, and
25 of them.
And it's an exciting night. They wanted to come out and play great for the home crowd.
And Bobby, I've seen them several times this year. It's the best they've played all year in my eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got to give your hats off to these guys, man. They've really laid it out there, playing a team that's well favored over them. And they've just done a great job tonight.
I mean, if you were to put a point spread on this game, I would have made it a 30-point spread maybe. There is Preston Weeks over on the sideline with a headset on.
Yeah,
he's as big without pads on as he is with them on. I mean, he's a big kid, big tall kid. 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, great kid too.
You know him, huh?
Oh yeah, he's a great kid, very respectful, nice guy.
Just as you would expect from your senior quarterback. 2nd and 4. Hunt busted outside. No, yeah, that's Hunt. He's going to finally be run out. So they'll have to stop the clock with the ball now at the 7 and a 1st and goal coming. I think you can chalk this one up to a Rowlett win. They'll move to 6 and 4. 5 and 1, and they'll finish second as long as Saxe beats South Garland tomorrow night. Now, you want to talk about an upset. What if South Garland beats Saxe tomorrow night?
Well,
we might close down this district. I mean, you talk about a favorite. Saxe's got to be a 50-point favorite going into that one tomorrow night. Although it's their last game and it's meaningless. Although I say meaningless, Bobby, Saxe has a chance for a
timeout,
consecutive
back-to-back
undefeated district seasons. And undefeated heading to the playoffs for the 2nd year in a row. You know, their season record is also spotless, and they're ranked in the state. So Saxe's got a little bit to play for tomorrow night.
Of course. You know, if South was to beat them, you would have to. I think the best thing to talk about would be, could they beat them without throwing a pass? Or what's the probability of them winning or completing a pass? Which one would it be?
Let's go into the game and say we're going to make a ruling. You're not allowed to throw the ball. I think they'd still win. And it's almost like South Garland is not allowed to throw the ball because they're not going to throw the ball unless you just absolutely force them to. You talk about a team that you could put that rule on and it wouldn't bother them. It would be South Garland.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be the probability of them winning or probability of them completing a pass.
So anyway, that is tomorrow night, and Saxe will look to clinch that district championship and stay undefeated, headed to the playoffs for the second year in a row. Again, I think back to the days when this was the matchup in district play that everybody looked forward to. Rowlett and Garland. Now it's Saxe and Rowlett. 1 and 2 in the district. And maybe that'll be the last play. Maybe not. Garland with a timeout left.
Yeah, I kind of
I'm
missed that.
I'm not sure what happened. I was watching and missed it, if that tells you anything.
I thought I think they downed the ball, but it looked like.
And the clock is running. I guess they're just going to let the clock run out. Whatever happened, they're going to let the clock run out. But, Bobby, I was watching and still don't know what happened. That was a weird happening.
Yeah, they were trying to do a kneel down, but it looked like everybody jumped off sides. I thought it was what happened.
I think it was a kneel down, though, and that's going to do it. There's your final tick, and that'll do it. Bobby, enjoyed it, sir, and we might see you next Friday for Saxe and Skyline.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game.
This was a fun game. Despite the one-sidedness going in, Garland played their hearts out on their final game of the season. They fall to 1-9, 1-5 in district. Rowlett with his 27-17 win. The Owls go to the playoffs with a 6-4 record. They'll finish second in the district at 5-1. They play at Coppell next Friday night at 7:30 in the by-district playoffs. For Bobby George and our entire GRS TV crew that did such a great job tonight, I'm Scott Powell from Williams Stadium in Garland. So long, everybody.